Kelly Walker is the owner of a coffee shop in Tucson, Arizona. That's Pima County, where the health department presumes that it has the right and the authority to shame businesses that don't comply with its mask mandate, requiring that everybody wears a mask and, essentially making businesses into the enforcers of their arbitrary rules. So they came up, this county did, with the Wall of Shame, where they shame these businesses online on their website and say, look at just how evil these businesses are. Call and harass them is the implication. Well, the county board of supervisors actually goes further and encourages the general public to, as they put it, report non-compliant businesses. In other words, like snitch on your neighbors. The snitch on your neighbors thing, it ought to be a phrase that sends shivers down everyone's spines because it points to basically what has happened in every authoritarian regime ever. It starts like that. Snitch on your neighbors, turn them into the government, turn them into the state, and we'll deal with them. And that's what's going on. And by the way, that's become the new normal in the UK even. Until the government roll out supposedly COVID-secure marshals across the country to help enforce public compliance. We didn't used to hear these words like compliance used so recklessly, so wantonly in regard to general good, decent people, but now that's the way it is. And we're at the stage of snitch on your neighbors. So anyway, this listing on the county website led to Walker, along with his employees and his family, being threatened by, those psychos who think that anybody who doesn't wear a mask is essentially an attempted murderer of sorts. He's received actual death threats, lots of profane messages, and so on. So he decided that he would do what he thought was the responsible thing and go to a council meeting to complain about this policy of shaming businesses. He actually claimed that they were trying to comply, but that the policies are constantly changing. In any case, he went there and started to read off some of the messages that he and his family had received so that they knew just how bad they were. And he was arrested so that he could be removed from the building because the supervisors who were there, who were listening, they didn't want to hear it. It was just too profane for them to hear, supposedly. So it was okay to encourage these messages being sent to the business owner and his family, but not okay for them to hear. Anyway, just take a quick look at this clip when he's being arrested.
Good morning. You and your inbred little mindset, hoping your business goes down the. You suck. It's that time of month and I'm flowing pretty free now and my hormones are making me upset. No, you're going to hear this because your health department made us hear this.
Mr. Walker?
You're going to hear this.
Mr. Walker, if
What?
you don't watch your language, I'm going to have you escorted out of the room.
Your health department threw us under the
Sir,
bus
I'm
and the
asking
constant
you-
barrage of this kind of language
Sergeant at Arms,
has been sent.
please escort this man out of the hearing room.
No. Your health department
Sir,
threw us to the rage
Sir?
mob.
I've asked you to behave and to...
I have a right to speak.
Okay,
I have a right to speak.
let go of the podium.
I'll censor the language, but you need to understand
No.
that my family has been submitted to threats. My family has been submitted to threats because of you. Death threats on my staff. You are violating my civil rights.
You are resisting.
I'm not resisting. I'm just strong. And you're going to hear from me. You're going to be getting a class action lawsuit. Let me get my things, please. I'll grab them for you. Is this how you want to do this?
Sir, I asked you to abide by
I need my
certain
phone.
rules, and you would not, sir.
USA!
Chief, he's got some more papers here.
Notice that the county supervisors weren't concerned about the actual death threats, which are real crimes. That's something that maybe the sheriff's department ought to be actually dealing with, instead of dragging this man from a council meeting. But no. If this was anything to do with health or medicine, this wouldn't be the way that they were going. And by the way, petitioning the government for a redress of grievances is actually in the Bill of Rights. It's in the First Amendment, along with free speech. In other words, he had every right to be there and complain about the policy that is resulting in death threats against him and his family. But this is another instance of individual rights being quashed in favor of these, supposedly virus-inspired tyranny. Again, it has nothing to do with health, nothing to do with medicine. It's all an excuse for a massive power grab. And different people in various positions of power are seeking as much, power as they possibly can, as you see with these county supervisors. They shouldn't have that much power, but they do. They do now in our new era, or as I like to call it, the new normal, which sends chills down my spine. The new normal. Where governors can write laws on a whim and mayors can too. Heck, county supervisors can just do whatever it is that they want, and they don't have to hear your concerns. The rest of the Western countries kind of count on America to fight back against the tyranny, because if we allow it to happen, they don't really have a chance at standing up. It's important that people start to fight back, start to say that this isn't acceptable, and I hope that starts happening. Wait, if you enjoyed that video, please remember to like and share. I can't grow without you. Also, if you want to be reliably notified of new videos, don't forget to subscribe to the newsletter. If you're able to support the production of these videos, I'd appreciate it if you'd subscribe at Subscribestar, or maybe get one of the healthier products, or even get some merch.